accomplishment rating. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I deployed once to Bagram, Afghanistan, working on helicopters. I'm on the Drone Advisory Council for the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, as well as Clancy and Days Construction Company. I will get my Master's of Space Operations in March of 2025 from Embry-Riddle. I've been doing UAS training and sales for over 6 years, and I have my bachelor's degree in drone delivery. I've been doing drone delivery for over 4 years with Cause Aviation Unmanned. So in this presentation, what I'm going to do is lay out a guide to establishing a professional career in the drone industry, the path that I followed, and highlight some key areas essential for success. 2 important definitions. Professional. What is professional, right? Anything that's not playing baseball. That's what the word pastime meant to me, right? Pastime, baseball. Let's go to Cooperstown. Engaging in a specified activity is one's main paid occupation rather than a pastime, right? That's what someone might consider professional. And what's more important is the definition of an expert. A person who has comprehensive and authoritative knowledge of a skill or in a particular area. So we'll come back to expert a little later on. My pathway, who's certified? And you're already here, so you already did the first step, and then you're also at the 6th step also. So getting certified, volunteering and brand building, attend and host regional events, become an expert, grow business, seek employment, attend national conferences, get Con Ed, and give back. So this is your process here. You don't have to do everything in order, right? You get certified, you already have that. Now what are you doing? Are you volunteering and building your brand? Are you attending local events to build your brand? Becoming an expert, and then doing these 2 at the same time. Giving back is always the most important thing. So getting certified, self-study, $1 sign, cheap option. Community college, universities, $2 signs. Training with a company, $3 signs, right? So you have varying options of how to do this, and then understand your local regulations, local and state regulations. My favorite book, ASA Test Prep, it's on Amazon, it's like 17 bucks. This is the way to go if you're gonna self-study. Pilot Institute is here, go check out Pilot Institute. So, second step, volunteering and brand building. This was a police fire build-off, Habitat for Humanity, right? They're a nonprofit, they build houses. How do you build your brand and get out there? The police built this house, the fire built this house. They built them side by side at the same time. I went out there with the drone very early on in 2018 and videoed this process. Give it to the department, fire, police. The people that are coming out there own businesses. People that are volunteering at these organizations work for companies. They see you flying a drone, they're going to ask you questions, right? That's a pathway. Offer your services, demo at community fairs and schools. Highlight your volunteer efforts on social media. Yesterday they talked about how giving back is a way to, grow and develop and get recognized and build a reputation as a reliable, community-focused professional. So at the same time you're doing that, you need to attend and host regional events. National is important, but my company, 910 Drones, is called 910 Drones because the area code in southeastern North Carolina is 910. So we focus on North Carolina. I'm here to learn and bring back to my community what I am learning here. Right? It's a huge market in North Carolina, 100 counties. That's a lot of school districts. That's a lot of opportunity. Host your own events. This is December 2019, hosting a local fly-in to just get people to come out and ask questions and show them the technology. Start to become an instructor. Collaborate with local businesses, right? So this is very important to build your brand. So now, becoming an expert. Let me drink some water because this is important. There's a quote I add to the beginning of this. One of the problems with people, not the problem, but The problem with people is that they try to do everything but don't do one thing well. Focus more energy on the activity that you excel in. You might not like that the most, but in the beginning, focus on what you're good at in order to be able to do more, maybe what you're not as good at, and get better. Capitalize on your strengths. I spent 9 months in the beginning learning the exposure triangle. After 9 months, I realized that's not my strength. I worked on helicopters. I flew airplanes. I know airspace. My strength is the technology and helping people get waivers and adapt and integrate. My strength wasn't photography, but that was my first opportunity with my father-in-law who built houses. I could bring that photo and learn. So after 9 months, I said, this isn't I'm not excelling in this, I can do it, but I need to capitalize on what I'm strong at. So that's beyond the Fraser Code. Photography, videography, mapping, search and rescue. All these categories are things that you need to become an expert in. Start with 1 or 2 or 3, but you're gonna hone in. And companies are looking for experts in these, and businesses are looking for experts in these things. Businesses work with businesses, and that's why it's important to build your brand. You can trust a company more than an individual. So right now, at this very moment, while we're all here talking about the pathway, look at the other things happening. Case studies in construction. Might not even be on here, but that'd be mapping and modeling, right? Mapping, modeling. Regulations and infrastructure. Pursuing disaster management. Public safety. You can't do everything. And there are tracks here to help you become an expert. You have to kind of figure out what it is that you're going to excel in, what can you apply your current traits to, and what do you want to do. Training and education right here is huge. Huge. If this industry is going to grow, we work with schools and universities. They need teachers that can teach this. Universities. I'm laying the foundation to go back to Embry-Riddle and be a professor in 20 years. I'm not going to just stop, right? That's the pinnacle, is to give back in training and education. If all this is going to scale, you're the experts here. Be the drone guy. So grow business, seek employment, don't go chasing waterfalls, right? I chased waterfalls in 2018 and in 2019. I learned long exposure. Phantom 4, ND filter, my wife and daughter in the backseat of the car, and I'm like, guys, this is going to be great, I promise, right? I chase that waterfall. Find out what you're good at. Grow your business, but more importantly, the reason why I think what I did, I ended up becoming, after I grew my brand for 3 years, is it wasn't a full-time thing. So I sought employment and became a drone delivery pilot with a drone delivery company. I started at the bottom and worked now, after 4 years of working for one drone delivery company. We've done 100,000 flights in the United States. To the director of this company, we have over 50 pilots. So I'm full-time drones all the time, and at the same time, 9-10 drones grew with the industry over 7 years. Every other week, a new police department is calling us to do a demonstration. It's slow, it takes time. But I was building a brand and reputation, so when I applied to work at the company, my resume said that they didn't know I owned the company, right? I used the brand of the business that I built to help me gain employment. So that's the important part. If your business isn't just gonna boom, what next? You want to stay in this industry? Use everything you've done to grow that brand to get a job, and now your main thing, or that side hustle, becomes extremely lucrative. So online presence, I'm not talking about TikTok, I'm not talking about Instagram, this is LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn, sharing your success stories and projects that you've accomplished, like all those pictures that Daniel was showing, those beautiful things. Share that in a professional environment. You're already networking, but find a mentor. So when we ask those tough questions like, what is flying over people? Who are you supposed to ask, and who can you trust when they give you an answer, right? I'm going to tell you, hey, do whatever you can do, but if something happens, you have to be able to justify it to an FAA representative. Are you going to be able to justify the decisions that you made? So having a mentor that you can ask questions, and there's a lot of people walking around here, right, that you can bounce and ask and network with. Hard work pays off. I'm telling you this. Hard work pays off. There's a lot of opportunity in this industry right now for folks that are going to take the time to become experts and put in hard work. Already attending the national conferences. So I'm photobombing someone who was my mentor as he was getting to see the latest tech. I just couldn't resist. I'm like, man, I wish I was having that conversation. But having people that you can talk to in order to learn more when things are happening. Attend workshops, panels, presenting, right? Ask questions, but presenting. Once you figure something out, like Daniel and all the people that are speaking here, it's not folks way. It's the people in the beginning that can share their stories that are going to connect with the new people the most. So when it comes to speaking here, once you have something to share, a little bit of success, Daniel didn't say I have 100 employees and I'm doing this full time, right? He shared that little bit of success. So apply to speak. Giving back. So giving back, a huge part, it's small little things. We have a local baseball team. So in order to build the brand of the company, we just do a ticket. Buy 2 tickets to a local game. It's like $20 and then do a giveaway within the community, within a local business. I didn't know they were going to go to the event and take a photo with the logo and post it out and do all this. But that's a way to give back. You can get these drones on Amazon for like 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks. You have these recreational fly-ins, you go to the high schools, you go to these communities, and you give these little things away in order to build that brand. But continuing education, super important. That's the expert part, right? In order to become an expert is taking those classes. People call all the time, individuals will call us up. I want to get certified. Well, when we're working with businesses, we're doing classes of like 10 students, a 2-day class, right? Time for 16 hours. If we're all trying to start businesses here, what are we charging for an hour of time? $100, $50, $75, right? So one person calls, hey, I want you to teach me how to pass the exam. All right, the class is going to be $1,600. What? $1,600? Yeah, 2 days at a time. We try to do group classes, but then people don't show up, right? No skin game. So I say, you could go here and do this. You could do a class online, and you're all certified. So you understand, if the certificate's only going to cost you $100 or $300, what kind of return can you expect? Pilots go to school, right? 4 years, 1,000 hours, 1,500 hours. They're putting a lot of money in. So remember, it's important to invest in learning advanced courses, thermography, agriculture. And once you have and find success, just like Daniel did, right? I think that was awesome, his presentation. Give back, mentor, right? It's all about full circle giving back in order to help others, participate in community education programs, and post and share things on LinkedIn. It's a professional platform, right? You're going to be recognized. It's going to help you build that brand. From a training, the last thing that I would say is from a training standpoint, right now schools in North Carolina and universities, they really need training, education from a business standpoint, working with these organizations to support those entities. There's funding in the education space, and if we're going to have the workforce development, it's a huge piece. these, just like computers and all the other technologies that existed in the past, we're going to need people to go in and help those companies. So the credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marked by dust and strives valiantly, because there's no effort without error and shortcomings, right? Theodore Roosevelt. There's no errors without, there's no effort without errors and shortcomings. So thank you for your time and attention. Is there any questions?